My name is Sofia Martinez, and this is my journey abroad with the NUN program. Ever since I was younger, I grew a love for traveling, and once I grew older, I knew Northeastern University would be able to give me that life-changing opportunity. I couldn't have been happier when I got accepted into my dream school in Boston, Massachusetts, and even more excited that I got the chance to travel from my home in Toronto, Canada, to London, England for my first semester. Despite how thrilled I was at the time, when the departure day got closer and closer, I was nervous and sad to be leaving my amazing family, my fabulous friends, and a loving boyfriend, that I knew once I had left August 19, 2014, that they would all be there to support my journey in London through to the end. Although we missed Northeastern's orientation week in Boston, London had its own version. The day we arrived, not only did we get to settle into our adorable cliché London flats, but we also familiarized ourselves with our neighborhood, South Kensington. South Kensington was very much a bubble, but that bubble became our home in no time. My roommates and I couldn't have been living in a better location, with only 10 minutes away from Hyde Park, Royal Albert Hall, and Harrods not too far away either. While we explored many parts of London, the first week upon arrival, classes suddenly crept their way around the corner. Our courses with the NUN program were never a dull moment. The school we were associated with, the Foundation of International Education, or FIE, emphasized interactive learning. At least once a week, our teachers would take us on field trips instead of sitting in the classroom for 2 hours. In our British Life and Culture class, we were able to go to places like Greenwich, where we got to stay on the Meridian Line, and the Museum of London. Our science class was able to go to the Royal Society and the Natural History Museum, and our college writing class the chance to read and interpret artifacts at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Part of the NUN program's curriculum also had a service component. Upon arrival to London, each student was placed at a different service location. I, along with a few other students, got placed at Sion Manning Roman Catholic Girls' School, where we tutored girls in Year 9 maths for 3 hours every Friday. I was responsible for helping and teaching the girls, but the girls were also able to teach me several skills such as communication and building friendships. Life in London is endless, and every day you find yourself exploring a new park, new monument, or crowded area. With the help of public buses and the tube, you find that each stop has something different to offer. Sometimes you even find yourself walking for miles and miles, hours and hours to find some of the beauties in London, such as the Italian Gardens in Hyde Park, the poppies at the Tower of London, Big Ben, Westminster Abbey, and the Banqueting House. Over the course of 3.5 months, I definitely have pinpointed out my favorite parts and places about London, from the bright energy of Oxford Circus, the views from the London Eye, and the quirkiness of Camden Town. One of my favorite events that I attended was London Fashion Weekend, where my friends and I got to dress up and see a runway fashion show where we witnessed many Oscar de la Renta dresses. London's close geographical location to the rest of Europe was definitely a bonus as well. One weekend, I even got the chance to travel to Barcelona, Spain, indulge in my favorite types of food like Spanish Iberico ham, go to the beach, and even see family members that I hadn't seen in years. But my favorite part of London would have to be all the endless amounts of cuisines. From Indian cuisines to French to Japanese, I was so inspired by the different foods that London had to offer that I even continued to grow a love for cooking myself. My journey is coming to an end. I definitely have many experiences to take home with me. I've made great friendships, one of them being my roommate Hannah, who always made me feel at home when I was homesick, and always made me laugh at her weird attributes, like when she bought a sculpture of a meerkat. I learned a lot about Britain and its culture and the multicultural people living within it. I've learned to budget money wisely and that you cannot blow your money at Zara, and to never wash your jeans with anything that's white. Most importantly though, through this journey, I've learned a lot about myself, how much I appreciate my family, my friends, and my boyfriend at such a distance away from them. But it is because of them that I was able to survive these 3.5 months in London. So thank you to all my loved ones, and thank you Northeastern for this life-changing learning experience.